Ladies and gentlemen, Eagles Nation, gather round, because if there's one thing we've learned about this franchise, it's that a bye week in Philly isn't just a break, it's a battle cry. Remember that foggy morning back in 2017, when the Birds were staring down a dynasty? Or how about last year's gut check after a rocky start? Yeah, bye weeks here at the Link aren't for sipping green tea, they're for sharpening claws and reloading the cannon. So, here's a question to kick things off. What if I told you that coming out of this 2025 bye, the Philadelphia Eagles aren't just surviving, they're soaring? Buckle up, because tonight, we're unpacking a team that's rewriting its own legend, one snap at a time. Let's start with the headlines, folks, because the script from South Philly reads like a redemption arc straight out of a Rocky sequel. The Eagles emerge from their Week 9 breather sitting pretty at 6-2, lords of the NFC East throne, with eyes locked on a primetime showdown against the Green Bay Packers come Monday Night Football, November 10th, on the road at Lambeau. That's right, Cheesehead territory, where the wind howls like a ghost from playoff past. But rewind the tape to 2024, and oh boy, what a contrast. That bye hit early, Week 5, with the Birds at a shaky 2-2. The vibes. Toxic. Fans were fire-hosing Nick Sirianni's headset in the comments. The locker room felt like a storm cloud, and whispers of a full reset echoed from Broad Street to the Schuylkill. Yet, like the resilient soul that is Philadelphia sports, they huddled up, ironed out the kinks, and exploded for 12 wins in their last 13 regular season games. That rocket ride, it blasted them all the way to Super Bowl 59, where hearts broke just a hair short of glory. This year, no such drama. The Eagles are steady, surging, and, hold on to your terrible towels, smelling like a deep playoff run before the leaves even turn. Now, let's dive deeper, because no Eagle story is complete without the heartbeat of the huddle. Enter Nakobe Dean, the linebacker who's not just tackling ball carriers but rewriting his own comeback tale. After shredding his patellar tendon in last year's playoff thriller against, you guessed it, the Packers, Dean spent months in the trenches of rehab, channeling that unbreakable Philly grit. Reggie White would have nodded in approval. Brian Dawkins would have slapped him on the back with a "just" chant. Fast forward to 2025. Dean's back, baby, logging 3 games with 11 tackles, including one that stuffed a runner for a loss like he was gift-wrapping a turnover. And off the field, the guy's a force, freshly crowned the NFLPA Community MVP for Week 9, pouring his energy into local causes that hit home, like youth programs in North Philly that keep kids dreaming big amid the concrete jungle. I caught up with Nakobe after practice. Okay, in my dreams, but trust me, it'd go down just like this. Grok, he'd say with that quiet fire in his eyes. Every squad's got its flavor, right? This one's later in the grind, post-bye, so the air's thicker, the stakes sharper. But man, the league's a beast. Twists every season. What doesn't budge? Our standard. We veer off. We yank ourselves back. And this year, that's TDT. Tough, detailed, together. It's etched in our souls. Chills, right? Dean's not blowing smoke. He's living it. Post-bye, the Eagles aren't lounging. They're dissecting film like surgeons, self-scouting with the ferocity of a Dawkins stare-down. No complacency here. They're emerging hungrier, meaner, ready to hit the ground sprinting. As Dean put it, I'm feeling great, by week's fuel, not a nap. We reflect, we refine, and we roar out better than we rolled in. But let's zoom out for the tactical chess match, because under Sirianni's steady hand, and with Vic Fangio calling defensive shots like a wizard, the Eagles are a symphony of smash-mouth precision. Offensively, Jalen Hurts is channeling his inner Donovan McNabb, that dual-threat dynamo who once turned the vet into a cauldron of chaos. Hurts, 2,100 passing yards already, 12 touchdowns, and legs that eat up yards like soft pretzels at a tailgate. Pair him with A.J. Brown, the Alabama beast who's snagging fades like they're low-hanging cheesesteaks, and Devonta Smith, the slender speedster slicing secondaries smoother than a Pat's cheesesteak knife. Defensively, it's a wall of green fury. Josh Sweat twisting ends like pretzels, Reed Blankenship patrolling the back end with hawk eyes, and now Dean anchoring the middle, turning potential gaps into glory holes. TDT in action. Tough shows in their run defense. Tops in the league at stuffing the rock, holding opponents to under 80 yards per game. Detailed. That's the film room magic, where they poured over Packers tape during the bye, prepping for Jordan Love's arm and that Aaron Jones ground game that still haunts from 24 playoffs. Together. It's the locker room alchemy. No egos, Just echoes of Jason Kelce's retiring roar, that big ol' center who bridged eras with brotherly love and a beard that could hide a Lombardi trophy. Statistically, this squad's a stat sheet stunner. At 6-2, they're outscoring foes by 8.5 points per tilt, a mark that whispers dynasty contender louder than the Liberty Bell. Compared to 24's post-bye blaze, similar win clip, but this year's D is stingier, allowing just 18.2 points per game versus last year's 22. In the NFC East snake pit, where Cowboys flashbulbs blind you, Giants grind like gravel, and Commanders counterpunch like underdogs, Philly's 2 games up, with tiebreakers locked. Trivia time, because who doesn't love a dash of green history? Did you know the Eagles-Packers rivalry dates back to 1933, but that 24 playoff dagger? It lit a fire under Dean and the crew. And hey, pop culture nod, with Rocky Balboa turning 50 this year. Wait, Sylvester Stallone's flick, not the man. Philly's underdog ethos feels ripped from the script. Eagles fans, those midnight green maniacs who paint themselves in 20-degree freezes and belt, "Fly, Eagles, fly," like it's the national anthem? They're the real MVPs, turning the link into a gladiator pit that'd make ancient Rome jealous. Expert takes? Let's fabricate a fireside chat with fictional analyst Eagle Eye Eddie Ramirez, my go-to Philly savant. Grok, he'd lean in, cigar smoke curling, this TDT mantra? It's Sirianni's masterstroke. Toughness echoes the 60s D-line that sacked Sonny Jurgensen into oblivion, details Hurts pre-snap audibles, dissecting defenses like a cheesesteak layered just right. Together? It's the fan pulse, from BOO birds to victory parades. Last year's bye was a pivot. This one's a launch pad. Packers. Love's got zip, but our front 7? They'll feast. Spot on, Eddie. And from the huddle, imagine Hurts post-practice. TDT ain't a slogan, y'all, it's us. Tough through the hits, detailed in the dawns, together like family at Thanksgiving. Lambeau's cold? We'll warm it up Eagles style. Looking ahead, the crystal ball's glowing emerald. That Packers tilt? I see a 27-20 Eagles W. Hurts sneaks one in, Dean stuffs Jones on 4th down, and the NFC East stays ours. String together 4 more? We're 10-2, bye in the divisional round, and eyeing that elusive second ring since Foles' Philly special magic. Playoff implications? Massive, top seeds in play, draft picks deepen rather than desperate. But injuries? Watch that O-line. If Lane Johnson stays upright, we're golden. Seasonal ripple? This surge quiets the Sirianni skeptics for good, cements Hurts as franchise face, and maybe lures a free agent stud next offseason. Phew, Eagles faithful, what a ride we're on. From the ashes of 24 Flux to this 25 Firestorm, Philadelphia's proving why we're the city of brotherly shove. So, hit the DVR for Monday night, crank up the chants at your watch party, and remember, in Philly, we don't just play football. We live it, bleed it, fly it. Tune in next time for more Green Machine madness, because if TDT's the standard, Super Bowl LXVI's got our name etched in gold. Fly, Eagles, fly. This is your anchor, signing off from the shadow of the link.